Hey, folks, I have just received in the mail my new hat from John Penman. Now, you know, I've got a bunch of Penman hats I've had over the years, and I promote John Penman as much as I can as my friend. And Rocky and I uh, are both have both gotten some new hats from him because he is going to be doing some partnering up with us on the show. We're going to have John on the show sometime in the upcoming week or so here to talk about what he does. And if you remember, John Penman is a good friend of mine. He's a former firefighter. He was disabled several years ago, maybe almost close to 15 years ago. And he started his hat company by making the Indiana Jones hat. And he went on to learn from some of the guys, the old guys who made them in the 30s and 40s and made them for the movies, Raiders of the Lost Ark and all of that. And then he started making some of his own hats. And as you know, I've got some hats here, like this one. This is the first hat I received from John, and this is my Casablanca. This was his hat that he patterned after Humphrey Bogart's hat in the movie of the same name, the Casablanca. And so this was Humphrey Bogart's hat. This was my first hat, and it's been around the world. It's been to Egypt with me. I've had this hat since 2013, early in the year, late 2012. And so this is the first hat I got from John, and I wore it out. I wore a little hole in here, not manufacturer's problem, but because I always pinched my hat like this to put it on, which is the wrong way to put on a hat. And I eventually wore a hole in that. So I retired, and that hangs up on the hook here. And then I've got a couple of other hats he did for me. This one is my Penman that he did for me. It's just a 5-point crown. And the 5 points that you see are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he made this one up for me in a whiskey color, which is kind of browned down a bit over the years that I've had it. And it's not an Indiana Jones hat. It kind of looks like that same style. It's just a 5-point fedora. So he made me this hat, and then also he made me this hat a couple of years ago. After I had my heart attack and my heart surgery 2.5 years ago, he made this hat for me. And it is basically the same as that hat, just a little different style. And so those are the hats of Penman's I've had already. And now because he is going to do some promotions with us, and we're going to promote John as much as we can, his business, he sent Rocky and I a new hat. And you saw Rocky's hat. He did his thing yesterday, I think it was, is when he got his hat. And he unboxed it for you. So I thought I'd do the same for you here. I just got my box today. I haven't even opened this yet. So I was waiting till I could come on here and show you. And I want to just say hi to everybody. Hey, Big Sarge, how you doing? Barry, good to see you. And Kitten, nice to see you as well. So let me cut this open. And as Rocky did yesterday, I'm going to show you my new hat from John Penman. Now, Penman has become the foremost hattier out there. And he is like me. He grew up on the old Star Trek and Indiana Jones and all of that stuff. And he has now been the maker of hats for a lot of the guys from those old series. For Brent Spiner, who played Data on The Next Generation. For William Shatner, has bought a couple of hats from him. And there's several other people in those circles now. Those television show circles that have bought hats from him. Adam West, who played this Batman in the 60s. The late Adam West had bought a nice hat from him. And several other people. So John has really moved up in the world, and he's really doing his thing. I can't, from where I'm standing, see everybody's comments. I just see that there's more there. How you doing, Brenda? I see you came in. So I'm now unboxing my new hat from John, and it's always exciting getting a new hat. Let me show you how John sends out his hats. First of all, it's all wrapped in plastic here. Let me pull it out of the plastic bin. And he gives you, along with your hat, a very fashionable hat box. And those look like that. And these hat boxes aren't just for shipping. This is for storing your hats when you're not wearing them. I hang mine on the hooks, but if I was ever to just put them up for a while, they'd go in these hat boxes. So let me get this undone. There's the lid coming off. There's the lid to the hat box, and you can see his logo on it, and so on. Let's set that up here. And then this is what you get when you open up the box. This is how you see your hat coming to you. He's got his little shipping card that he adds in, and his business card is here, and there's an extra feather. He threw feathers in for us only because feathers have become very fashionable again in men's fedoras. So I've got a red one here and a green one with some speckly feathers. And let's get this hat out of here and see how this looks. So here we go. This is a dark charcoal hat. And there's another feather inside. Oh, it's blue and white. And he's got a couple of pins here. And these pins, one is his Adventure Built hats. It's a pin for that. And the other is his Penman hats pin, like this. So here's the hat now as it comes out of the box. And you can see how it's lined, and it's got a leather liner on the inside. This is all hand stitched. And this is the look of the hat now. So let me put this on. Oh, and there you go. There's my new Penman hat from John Penman. You can go to penmanhats.com and you can see everything he does there. You can order hats from there. You can also find him on Facebook. So this is the new hat from John Penman for me. Rocky got his. His is called a pork pie. That's the style hat he has. Mine is a fedora. And this is roughly, yeah, if you see here, where my other hat had the 5 points on it, this has the furrow down the middle. So it's just the one furrow in the middle. It gives the shape to the hat. And so that's the hat right there. And I always do this with my hand by mistake. You never put on a hat like that. You always put the hat on by the brim. And so it goes on this way. And you got to work the brim just a little bit. And there it is, folks. There's my new Penman hat. And that's the box then that's left that you can store your hat in. And so like Rocky did yesterday, I wanted to share my new unboxing with you. And John Penman we will have on our show in the very near future. And he's going to tell you all about why he does what he does, how he got into it, and how he does what he does. And if I want, I can take one of these feathers he sent along. Let's see, which would be a cool one on this. Let's see how the green looks in there. And have to line that up just the right way. But you've seen them in older men's hats. Well, that's how they do them now. And that's the old becoming the new again. So there you go. There is my new Penman hat. And that's with the feather in it. So you get an idea. So we'll be talking more about John Penman in the upcoming weeks here. And you'll see more of his stuff. And that's it. So there's my new hat. So Rocky and I both have new hats from John Penman. And this is my official unboxing today. So let me just look and see if there's any comments here. I got to put my glasses on. I'm sorry, because I'm not sitting like I normally do with the radio. So I have a little tougher time seeing what you're saying over there. See, you can tell it's brand new. Not quite broken in from my head yet, but I would curl the edges. And what I did with my other hats, I actually curled them like that. And I brush them up every time I put them on. And so I brush and I bring down the brim in the front. And then smooth it out so it's not wavy in the front. So there you go. And that'll take a little bit of breaking in. And so it is a sweet hat, and it's fantastic, Roger. And so welcome. Good to see you here. And Becky, nice to see you. And who didn't I say hi to yet over there? So all of you, Big Sarge, good to see you. Was that Rocky barking in the background? Yeah, that's what he usually does. He comes over and he barks at my wife's feet. I don't get it. But yeah, she just came in. The wife just came in with the kiddos from school. And so everybody's home now. But there you go. I thought I would show this to you. I will personally, what I do with this, I'm going to pinch this just a little bit. I like a little tighter crease. If you can see when I put it on, first, it's a little rounded in the front here along the crown. I like to pinch these just a little bit, and I'll probably steam that in there to give myself a little more of a break in the front. And then I may steam mine just to keep it down the way I want it down and to roll the edges and so on. So that gives you an idea. This, I'll show you the comparison. This is my newest. And this was the original, which I showed at the very beginning, hat that I got from Penman. This was my Casablanca, which is a replica of Humphrey Bogart's hat that he wore in the movie Casablanca. And now this is my newest one. So you can see the difference in the crowns. This is the 5-point. Wait, this one's a 4-point. A 4-point diamond. You see the 4 points on the top of the hat. And if you are wondering, Indiana Jones' hat has a furrow like this one on the top, rather than the points like this one. And this is a vintage ribbon on this one. This is a vintage ribbon on this one. It's charcoal with a very dark charcoal. I don't think this is black ribbon on this hat. And of course, he threw in the feathers for me. I don't know how much I'll wear the feathers, but I might give them a try every now and then. Fairly utilitarian, but that is a sweet looking fedora. And so guys, if you're looking for a good hat, these hats, as you can see, just with what I'm wearing today, a t-shirt and a sweater, I could go out in jeans, t-shirt and a sweater and this hat, and it looks fantastic. I can also put this on with a suit and it looks fantastic. So there you go. Hey, Audrey, how you doing? It's my new hat, just like if you missed the beginning, my new hat, just like Rocky's new hat. So the Big Sarge says Kitten. No, that's Kitten. So yes, Roger, it's a sweet hat. Barry says mine's droopy. Your hat's droopy. I don't know what kind of hat you've got, but Penman makes probably the finest hats out there today, and his work's all custom work. He does everything by hand. He also has a line of hats, his Everyman hat, which is what this one is, which is not all custom made. He has the forms pre-made, and then he bashes them all into the styles like this. So these two are supposed to be roughly the same hat. This one's a lot less expensive than this one. You can tell even by the fabrics. And but this one's still, these run about, I don't want to make a quote here because I don't know off the top of my head, 200 to 250 for the Everyman hat. This one was about 450 to 500. That gives you the idea of the quality he puts in these hats. So this one, I believe, is Beaver. And hi, there's one of my daughters. There's two of them. Let me move that. This is Rowan. And this is Ellery. That's the two little ones. What? Oh. There you go. That's what we have all day with them. So that's it, folks. That's what I wanted to show you, the new hat. So now Rocky and I will be wearing our hats in the show where we have John Penman on. So there you go. There it is. Go take a look at John Penman's work, penmanhats.com. That's Penman, just like it sounds, penmanhats.com. You can also go find him on Facebook. And he's got a lot of the pictures of the hats he's done and the people that he's done hats for. So there you have it. There's my unboxing for today. Thanks for stopping by, impromptu. It's nice to see y'all show up this afternoon, just on a whim. And there we go. So I will see you in, it's now 3:45 my time, Central Standard Time. So in about 5 hours and 15 minutes, I'll be on with my show. And then Rocky and I will be on at, and so I'm at 9 p.m. Central Standard, 10 p.m. Eastern. Rocky is midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central. So come on in and catch our shows tonight. And we'll see you there. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.